Antoine Semenyo's £65 million release clause can be well justified by Bournemouth after news emerged of the condition in the forward's contract. That is according to football finance expert Dr Dan Plumley, who exclusively told Football Insider why Bournemouth would have settled on a £65 million release clause for Semenyo. Premier League clubs, including Liverpool and Arsenal, are interested in Semenyo, who joined Bournemouth for £10 million in January 2023. Semenyo signed a new 5-year deal at Bournemouth in the summer after Spurs were pursuing the 25-year-old. Speaking exclusively to Football Insider, Plumley shared his thoughts on the news of Semenyo's release clause in his new contract. "Well, £65 million is a release clause, so somebody's going to have to hit it to trigger a conversation, and I think what Bournemouth have done there is that they'll have set that with a reasonable expectation on market values of other players and where they think his ceiling is," Plumley said. "Everyone will always say, there'll always be fans and people that will deliberate on how much is a player actually worth and ultimately what somebody is prepared to pay. But I think that one looks like what has been set against your average kind of market conditions at this point in time." Plumley believes that Bournemouth may be able to prize more money for Semenyo should a host of clubs be in for his signature. "There might be a bit of a bidding war if somebody, there are a couple of clubs that fancy it and both trigger that release clause," Plumley said, "so Bournemouth might be able to squeeze a little bit more out of it, but I think they've set what they perceive to be a fair price here for that player. And if somebody wants to take that player away from them, then that's a fairly hefty starting price, so you know what you're getting yourself in for."